If you've ever found yourself waiting for a text, checking someone's profile, seeing when they've last been active, and just telling yourself, don't chase, don't double text, I know I shouldn't be doing this, and yet you still feel that familiar panic rise in your body, this video's for you. You already know that you shouldn't beg for attention. You know that checking his story isn't going to give you any peace. You know that replaying the last conversation in your head time and time again isn't going to change the outcome, but you still feel pulled to do it. And this is the moment most women start judging themselves, thinking, I shouldn't be doing this. Why do I still feel the urge to do this? So let me tell you the truth that no one explains properly. You don't need more willpower in these situations. You need more nervous system leadership. This has nothing to do with learning how to be chill. It's about understanding what your brain is doing and knowing how to take control of that moment before your brain starts hijacking it instead. And by the way, if you want psychology-backed dating and relationship advice, make sure you hit subscribe because this channel is all about that. So let's start here. There are two versions of you in love. There's the version of you who knows her worth, and she'll say things like, I deserve consistency. If he wanted to, he would. I'm not prepared to sit around waiting for someone to choose me. That is your logical, regulated self. And then there's your triggered self, that part of you that feels that physical sensation in your body when you're sensing that distance, the stomach drop, the tight throat, and then that compulsion to check what he's up to. And then as a way to try to take control back of the situation, you're posting something on your stories in the hope that he's going to see it. You'll send a casual message in the hope that he's going to reach out again. But that part of you isn't irrational by any means. She's in a survival response. These two selves live in completely different parts of your brain. Your logical self, the one who can speak really calmly about her standards, knows her worth and value, that's your prefrontal cortex. But the moment you start to feel that emotional distance or perceive a threat of abandonment, your limbic system, the emotional part of your brain, starts taking over. And it hijacks your entire nervous system. But the logical part of your brain doesn't just disappear because you're weak by any means. It disappears the moment your brain thinks it's unsafe. When someone goes really quiet or becomes inconsistent or starts pulling away their energy, your brain isn't interpreting that as, oh, he's probably busy, or actually, no, I deserve more than this. It reads it as danger. And neuroscience actually shows us that emotional rejection lights up the exact same part in our brain as physical harm. And that's why you can feel that sensation in your body and not just in your mind. Now let's layer in something even more powerful, intermittent reinforcement. When someone gives you all of this attention and then just pulls it all away so unpredictably, your brain enters a reward activation loop. You start chasing, but you're not chasing the person, you're chasing the next hit of reassurance. The moment when your nervous system is getting that hit of, I feel safe, I feel chosen, I feel wanted. And that tiny relief is what becomes so addictive. You're not addicted to him. You're addicted to the moment that you feel wanted again by somebody. And that's why emotionally inconsistent people can feel so magnetic to us. It's not chemistry by any means. It's adrenaline mixed in with attachment activation. And once you understand that, you stop romanticizing this chaos and you start recognizing a pattern. So here's where the shift actually happens, because you're not chasing him anymore, you're just chasing a moment of regulation. You don't need him to text you back as much as you think you do. You need your body to relax. You need a sense of relief or a sense of feeling safe. And until you recognize that, you're going to keep chasing that sense of safety in someone else's actions rather than within yourself first. And this is the moment everything can actually change. It's not the moment when he texts or when he chooses you, but it's the moment you feel that urge to chase, that urge to reach out, but you choose to respond differently instead. So let me show you exactly what to do in that moment. Not later, not after you've journaled about it, right in that moment where you feel that urge to chase and act. Step 1. Name what's happening. Say to yourself internally, this is an attachment response. This is me needing reassurance. This is my nervous system scanning for safety. The moment you name it, your logical brain begins to come back online and will start overriding your autopilot brain. Step 2. Issue a command to yourself. Not a little gentle affirmation, a direct instruction. Something like, I'm not prepared to chase a trigger. We regulate and then choose to respond. Not this, I'm okay, everything's fine, I'm gonna try and act really calm. No, direct leadership. Regulate first, then decide how you want to respond. This is what I say to my clients all the time. The minute you hit that emotional adrenaline, never act from that place, because chances are if you're acting from emotional adrenaline, you're going to regret the decision that you make. When you regulate first, you're less likely to regret the decision that you take after that. Step 3, have a go at resetting your posture. And this might sound a bit silly at first, but there is some science behind it. Plant your feet firmly on the ground, lift your chest open inhale and then exhale nice and slowly from your body. Now this is really important because when you're collapsing in on yourself, you're signaling to your brain a sense of helplessness, a lack of safety, and it's going to then act in response to that. When you begin to open up your posture even slightly, you're sending a signal of safety and control to your brain, and then your mind can follow. You don't sit around waiting to feel secure. You create those secure, safe conditions in your body first, and then your mind is going to start reprogramming in the process. And yes, this takes practice. It's like going to the gym. You don't spend one day at the gym and expect miracles straight away. It requires consistency, it requires dedication, and that's the exact same thing we're doing with nervous system regulation and creating that sense of safety and control in your body. Because the more you practice regulating in the moment, the urge to want to chase and get a response isn't going to be as strong over time. Because the more you're doing that, the more you're connecting with the logical part of your brain that knows her worth and value, that knows that she doesn't need reassurance outside of herself, especially from someone who isn't showing up favorably for us anyway. You all of a sudden stop confusing that anxiety with a sense of attraction, because you're no longer sending those paragraphs of anxious responses, and you're no longer checking their socials for that reassurance, because you know all of that reassurance and safety lies within you first. The question no longer becomes, will he choose me? It actually transforms into, how do I choose to respond in this moment? Because I have a choice of how I get to respond. Am I responding from the version of me who actually knows her worth and value and knows that she can regulate and have that sense of safety and security and worth within herself? Or is she acting from a moment of, I need reassurance that I'm chosen and wanted by somebody? Now, if something has clicked in you during this video, maybe it's really resonated with you and you're thinking, this is exactly what I needed, make sure you're hitting subscribe and catch me in my next video. And if you want to go even deeper with this, I have a whole host of coaching programs and resources that can help you to unpack this in even more depth. We do so much limiting belief reprogramming, nervous system regulation, and getting you stepping into the identity of the woman who gets what she deserves in love, because it's available to you. And I would love to support you on that journey. You are just one regulated moment away from a completely new love story. Thanks for joining, and I will see you in the next video.